On this video, I am going to be reading Luke 8, at least the beginning part of Luke 8:1, and a few verses, holding it to about 10 minutes, reading the Greek with a translation, and doing like running comments as I'm going through. So it reads, Kai agenita in to kathexes, Kai autas diodion kata palin, kai komain keruson, kai euangelizamenas tain basilean tutheu, kai hoi dodica sun auto. And it came to pass afterwards that he was going through the cities and the villages preaching and bringing the good news of the kingdom of God, and the 12 were with him. Notice Jesus was bringing the good news through the villages and evangelizing, we could say, meaning bringing the good news about his word to the people, and the 12 were with him, observing and watching what he was doing and being a part of it. We're told also in verse 2, Kai gunaikes tennis, kai esan tetherapumenai, apanumaton, paneron kai asteneon, Maria he kalumene, Magdalene, aphes daimonia hepta exeleluthe. And that is, and also women, certain women who had been healed from unclean spirits and sicknesses, infirmities, were with him. Mary, who is called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had gone out. So notice, after the Lord healed them and delivered them from evil spirits, they then followed Jesus. And that is a wonderful message for us today, that when people are delivered in terms of from their sins and so forth, they need to be disciples of Jesus. And I think Luke is emphasizing that. And so he names some of the other women, Kai Ioanna, Gune Huza, Epitrapu, Herodu, Kai Susana, Kai Hetorai Palai, Haitenes Diakonun Autois Ekton Hup Parkanton Autais. That is, and Joanna, the wife of Huzzah, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others who provided for them out of their needs. Literally, who were ministering to them out of their needs. So we have these women ministering to the Lord and to the disciples from what their needs were. Then we see the parable of the sower. This is at a different time from what we have in Matthew, but here we have Jesus teaching about the sower. Suniantas de aklu palu, kaiton kata palen, epi paruamenon prasautan, epan dia parabales. And when a great crowd had come together, and the people from town to town, literally according to town, from town to town, came to him, he spoke to them in a parable. And so Jesus now is going to use a parable to teach what happens in his ministry. And notice verse 5. Exeothen ha speron kai sperai tan sparan autu. A sower went out to sow his seed. Kai ento sperenautan ha men episen paraten hadan. Some fell among the road or the path and was trodden underfoot. Notice kai kate patese was trodden underfoot, kai ta petena tu uranu katefagen alta, and the birds of the air devoured it. So the first is that which is sown, but it doesn't go anywhere. The birds devour it. Kacheturan katepesin epitain petran kaifuain exerante dia ta me echein ikmada. Others fell among the rock, and it grew up, but it withered away because it did not have any kind of moisture. So we have a second group which falls among the rock, and it soon withers. Another type of hearer. Kacheturan episin in peso ton akanthon, that is, another or some fell in the midst of thorns. Kai sum fuesai kai akanthai epep nixon alta. And the thorns grew and choked it. So the second group doesn't last either because the thorns grow and choke it. But then we have the good soil. Kaheturan episin eis tain gain tain agathane kaifuain apoiesin karpan ekatan ta prasiana tauta legon ephone ha ekon ota akuain akueto. That is, and other fell under good soil. This is the only good soil. And some fell on the good soil and grew and made 100-fold. And he said this, as he said this, these things, he was calling out, the one who has ears, let him hear. Now, we'll get into the interpretation in just a moment, but he'll talk about how the one along the path are those who hear, but the devil immediately takes the word away from their heart. It doesn't go anywhere. The second would be the rock, those who receive the word with joy, but they don't have any root. And they believe for a while, and when temptations come, they fall away. And then there are those among thorns. They are those who hear, but they go on their way because they're choked by the cares and riches and pleasures of this world. And then finally, there's the good soil, those who hear the word and hold fast to it with an honest and good heart and bear forth fruit in patience. So I'm going to stop there, but we'll just read slowly through Luke, because I haven't done that in a video yet, in the Greek, translating it or doing a translation, followed by sort of running comments through the text.